Stance is hard. It is a ton of work. It is a ton of reading. And the fact that it is so hard, but that somehow magically, magic being, hours and hours and hours of work, you end up producing a product that is really incredible, and that you can look at it and it is a real physical thing that you have produced that you can hold in your hands and look through and know that you contributed substantively to, is an excellent feeling.
I tell people about Stance all the time. It's like my favorite class to talk about because it's just a wonderful experience. Like, it's something unique that I don't get in any other class.
It's very student-led. The professor's very hands-off, and so you have to know how to work with the people around you to come to answers that you need or to get help on things that you need. And I think that's a really valuable skill in a professional environment.
You learn from having to figure it out on your own in a way that you don't have to in other settings as an undergraduate. Then you get into the workforce. You already have experience showing up, ready to speak, you have input, and you know about yourself, how to interject, when to interject. You've been in that dynamic before.
And it's very rewarding to be able to do that, when you can do that and see that it's like working and you did it and you figured it out with your peers.
And I think the people in Stance want to grow as people. That's a big reason why we're there and a big reason why we're involved in philosophy. And so I think it's such a wonderful group of people to be around.
The level of appreciation that people who do Stance have when it comes to their trust being put into this product. Because it can be nerve-wracking to have your trust put into this important product, but especially when it gets done, it feels really good to know that you were picked out of a group of people and seen as somebody who could do a good job.
All of the way that we learn how to read in Stance and the way we learn how to analyze arguments and dive deep into what things mean and be able to summarize those really alters the way you read for the rest of your life.
Big skill that I've learned is how to communicate with other people that have different expertise, different perspectives on what the project is to them.
How to be able to hold people accountable when it's someone that you have a familiar, friendly relationship with. Finding that middle ground of that interpersonal connection to really be able to make common goals that are really difficult accomplished.
You're reading so much in a pretty short amount of time, and you need to figure out what the important bits are and where the holes are so that you can ask the questions.
Which is not something, I think, at any level a lot of undergraduates get an experience to do.
Stance gives you the ability to constantly rework and rethink what it is that you believe, because you know how to keep going through that digging process.
Coming into Stance, I didn't really know what I believed about a lot of things, and Stance kind of lit a fire under me and made me start to feel really passionately about philosophy and kind of putting the work into seeking out answers to questions that I had and kind of identifying what I believed, and then feeling confident enough to be assertive about those beliefs, while also learning how to, like you were saying, have conversations with other people that have different perspectives, and how that can either, solidify certain beliefs that you have or challenge them.
There's a reason you could be wrong. And you're trained to look for those things, not only to understand that they exist, but to find them. And you can find them in your own beliefs, you can find them in your own life, and you can challenge yourselves in ways that make you rip stickers off the back of your laptop.
The biggest part of Stance is reminding me how important it is to find work that you love. And even if the workload in Stance is crazy sometimes, it's interesting.
Before I came to Stance, I was just going to take my classes, try and do well enough in them. And now that I've done Stance and had all these opportunities to really excel in that, that's really brought out the best in me.
I hadn't really come across anything in my life that made me want to work hard at it every single day. And I had never really put work into something like that I wanted so badly to be good at. And that kind of showed me my capability to work hard. And that's something that I have used since in several areas of my life, knowing that I can put the work in and learn quickly and be a valuable asset to whatever project it is that I'm working on.
Before I found Stance, I wouldn't have even dreamt of going to grad school because that's not something I ever saw myself doing or ever wanted to do. And now I'm here and I thought, oh, not only do I feel like I could actually do this, but I really want to do this because I really want to keep moving up, not for other people, but for myself.
Stance and some of my other philosophy classes, I feel like are the only classes I truly learn things in, because it's not just regurgitating information, it's thinking about things and talking with others to really deepen your knowledge on a subject. And I love that. I feel like Stance is where I go for my brain to grow.
It gave me the confidence to know I can do this without someone handing me all the pieces to the puzzle and then me just putting them together. I am capable of going out and figuring out what I want the end result to look like and where I can find the pieces that I need. And yeah, I think that's a big thing, confidence. And
Yeah. As someone who's, maybe potentially trying to climb the academic ladder, it gives you a way to point to, hey, I know how to participate in this field and the activities that occur in this field. I've been to a conference, I've been in these rooms where you're kind of offering criticisms of the talks or whatever.
Stance as an undergraduate philosophy journal is something that people don't automatically know what it means. So when you say it's what you did, it requires a little bit of explanation. And when you explain, more so than anything else that I did across all of campus, all 4 years, all 3 degrees, it's the thing that when I explain, people are the most wow, that's a thing. You did an actual full real thing that's very cool and very impressive.
I wish I could be an undergrad philosophy student forever, so yes.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I would do Stance again. The connections and the skills that you learn are so valuable and applicable, and you build all of that confidence. It's exactly the experience that undergraduates need but often don't get.